All right, so I'm going to try this live thing on Insta today and talk about, I'm getting a whole heap of downloads. That's why I've come online. I want to share some stuff about the Divine Blueprint activations and how the Ascension process is actually part of a Divine Blueprint activation, but we can speed that process up if we understand it. So that's what we're talking about today. And yeah, I've not really done these before. I think I've done one other time. So we're just going to see how we go. Let's just see. And there's been heaps of shifts in energy from the eclipse and then this portal being opened and whatnot. And I've had so much information come through. So essentially what I was thinking about and talking about and trying to stream before is how there are two processes of these Divine Blueprint activations. And one of the ways is through accessing the quantum field and energetically resetting the Divine Blueprint through clearing and activating those divine codes in that space, which elevates the blueprint from where it's been sitting. So, and then bringing through the messages that are going to assist people to draw through the energies that will help activate their energy centers here in Earth realm and create that alignment with their Divine Blueprint, which essentially will quicken their ascension process and allow for them to access, if it is their will, the universal consciousness. And that's what the ascension process is all about, essentially. Hey, sister. And then we have the other way of accessing the Divine Blueprint, which is a natural process, which everyone goes through, and what we are experiencing at the moment on Earth through these different activations of the heart and then the crown. And it's a process that we understand is going on, but we actually don't understand the process. And that's okay, because it's naturally going to progress either way. But if we have the knowledge of what is actually happening through the ascension process, we can assist it and assist our physical bodies to activate a lot quicker and move ourselves through this ascension process to activate our Divine Blueprint and access that universal consciousness, which is available to us. Okay, so the process starts when we activate our heart center. And when we activate our heart center, usually we know that the activation is coming because we start becoming aware of self and the world around us. When we recognize that the world around us is not right, which is what happened at COVID time, people started seeing things really differently and activating this heart center, right? And so there is a process that the universe throws to us through this awakening of that divine essence within our heart center. And the process unlocks through our human experiences. And so we aren't actually aware, because we can't see energy, we aren't aware that it's taking effect. We know that something's happening. We know that we're becoming more expanded in our awareness and we're starting to feel and see things that we haven't. But we don't see the energy and what it's doing as such because we don't really understand it because we're not educated about it. And so this is where I've been able to come in and decipher, because I do see everything as energy and the energetic exchanges in our everyday life, and whether something is dense or whether it's light. This is the difference. When you do activate that Divine Blueprint in the quantum field and can align and activate these energy centers in Earth realm, you're able to align yourself with your blueprint and start seeing from this universal consciousness perception. And nothing's the same. Everything is energy, and the embodiment of this knowing means that you see everything is interconnected. And when everything is interconnected, you see the vibration and the frequency of every single thing in the world, which allows you to move through the dimensions of self and understand yourself as an energetic being having human experiences, not just a human. And so when we have that perception of self, we can actually elevate from the human experiences and allow for the processing of our emotional energies and things that have kept us looping because we've felt broken and helpless and stuff and not understood the energetic processing of it, right? And we can move beyond that and elevate and shift our conscious awareness from that realm that has been created for us to become stuck in. And so it is because we haven't been taught about our energetic nature that so many people are actually getting stuck. So that's okay, sis. We'll chat to you. I'll talk to you later. All right. So let's have a look. If we have a look at what happens when we activate our divine blueprint in the quantum field, when we do that, we open up a higher vibration of energy to our physical being. Our soul or our light body or our physical being is actually a reflection of the holographic body that sits in this quantum field. Everything in the universe is a reflection, right, of its highest vibrating state. And because we live in earth realm and the vibration in the 3D world is at a lower vibration, if we haven't got clear channels for that energy to come through, it can take a long time to manifest anything. And when we activate in the quantum field our divine blueprint and understand our energetic nature here in earth realm, we can assist then the activation of our physical body through working with our energy centers to draw through the energy that's actually in that divine blueprint that's been activated. Or we can work with our energy centers in our physical body to activate the blueprint. So it can go either way, right? Depending. If you have awareness that you have this holographic body up here and you can access it and clear out your channels and then bring the energy down into your physical body, you can master your energy and master your energy centers and create a reality for yourself that is in alignment with that divine essence that sits within your heart that connects all of us. Or you can move through the natural process of human life. And if you have awareness of your energy centers, you can do it that way. Clear out your energy centers and understand that you are activating each of these centers through your human experiences. And so this might look like also when your heart activates, right? This sets people in a spin because for the first time, they're actually seeing the world as in a different light. They've gone along and we've all been there because this is what the programming and conditioning in this lower vibrational realm has done. It has conditioned us to believe that we need to be a certain way. And then when we see things and start understanding things through a different view, and then we start valuing ourselves and going, you know what, this is not serving me. This is not how I feel in my heart, and it's not feeding me joy anymore. We break out and then we start doing and seeing things differently and acting differently because we've got all these new energies coming into our body and we've got a different awareness of self. And that different awareness of self can make ourselves feel really uncomfortable, and it can make others feel really uncomfortable as well as we start purging out all the things that didn't sit with us. And this is where, like, we've heard of people losing friends and family because they've had certain opinions and all of this sort of stuff. You've got to be really strong in yourself and really strong in understanding who you are if you're going to continue to keep the energy flowing through that heart center and come to like a place where you're at peace with yourself. And part of the ascension process is purging all the shit inside of our hearts that no longer makes us happy and no longer it doesn't sit right inside of us. And so we have to be prepared when we make the choices and when we say, you know what, I deserve to be happy and I need to make choices now that might make other people upset, but I value my happiness and I need to find out what it is that I'm here for because I feel like I'm here for more than what I've been living. And when we do this and say yes to ourselves and yes to honoring our heart, no matter how it looks like to other people, we start on this journey of heart activation and the energies will start flowing through us and leading us to opportunities that we have not explored before and different parts of ourselves that we haven't known before. This is just like, that's the natural progression of evolution. Otherwise, we can just sit in the same place that we've always been. But we're not built for that. We're built for the human experience and we're built to energetically expand and evolve, right? So, but the programming and the conditioning has kept us thinking that we have to be a certain way. It takes bravery to walk the path once you have activated your heart and said, I deserve better and I deserve more. And that's by doing that, a lot of the time, you are allowing for the people around you and the people, or just yourself anyway, to become their best version of self as well. Because when you let go of these situations that are restricting the expression of your true self, bet your bottom dollar that's reflected on the people around you as well. And so it does take somebody who's very brave to be able to step out of that and continue on as well. Continue on, because as we move through this process of ascension, and you will know if you are on that journey, when we purge, all the things are coming up and out, and it can be really uncomfortable. If we have not been taught to actually deal with like the things that are coming up, or if we've pushed things down for a very long time, it can be extremely uncomfortable. And that's when people bail on themselves and go, you know what, this is fucked. I'm not doing this anymore. It's too much. You got to be brave. You got to stay strong. And if you stay committed to honoring your heart and yourself and the journey, it's going to become easier. We can make it easier on ourselves as well by becoming brutally honest, and not to the point where we're going around purposely hurting people with our words and actions. But sometimes when we're breaking free of these old life cycles and patterns, we've become so trapped that it takes extreme circumstances to break out of them. And we aren't necessarily our true self in those moments. And if we don't realign after we have chosen to do things and come back and forgive ourselves and move forward going, you know what, this is what I did, I was not myself, and just understand that energetically you felt, like where you were energetically, you can move forward. But being honest with ourselves is going to push us forward and accelerate the process of our own personal ascension and open up all the opportunities for peace and love and joy to come into our life. But you've got to be brave, and you've got to stick with the decision that you've made to say yes to yourself. And this is where people don't realize, when they go, yes, I deserve more, they will be confronted with these challenges that will want that, and they go, fuck, I don't know. And I know this because I've been there myself over and over. But I also have this energetic awareness as well, which is what the importance of what I'm trying to share with you is when you become energetically aware, you start seeing where those junctures, I don't know if it's called a juncture, where those moments are, those pivotal moments are, where the universal energies are giving you an opportunity to expand or keep recycling. And so until we actually say yes and honor ourselves and understand the energy that's being presented and the invitation to walk our truth and defying logic, and sometimes it just seems fucking nuts to everyone else, but as soon as you realize where those energetic junctures are, you can move forward knowing that the universe has your back and that you will continue on this path, having more and more opportunities open up for you. And so yeah, that's where we're at there. So this is the first part, and it's really hard to move forward after activating this heart center. So what I'm talking about, like the tests and things that come up, apart from the purging, right? There's these particular junctures, you're going to be asked things like that. And when I say asked, you will self-reflect in moments and go, can I trust myself? Right? There's going to be moments where you have to self-reflect and go, what am I fucking doing here? I don't know, because what lay ahead is unknown. And so then when you have that moment becomes, can I trust this gut feeling that I have? Can I trust in myself to make decisions that are the best interest of my heart, despite not knowing how I'm going to move forward? When you say yes, that's going to propel you forward. That's a juncture. So junctures are these moments where in that self-reflection, you get to choose. You get to choose if you are going to trust yourself, and that you don't know whether or not God or the universe or whatever it is has your back, but you just know this feeling inside of yourself is there and you've got to move forward with it, right? And you just need to trust yourself. This is where you saying yes to you creates the journey ahead. So then when we have that and moving forward, we also get hit with the purge and self-reflection. And when we can identify the difference between energies that are being let go of versus another recycled experience, this is when we can truly elevate, and this is what leads to the activation in the crown. Okay, so the second part of the ascension process is actually activating the crown, which is where the divine essence comes in and we start understanding ourselves as energetic beings and the universe and the greater or the bigger picture around us. But the importance of energetic awareness and how we can decipher the pathway forward as far as like understanding ourselves energetically and the opportunity to expand on that path, it becomes a matter of how you're going to decipher the energies in the test. So we'll come back to that. Once we have built up enough energy in our heart, essentially, and when I say built up enough energy in our heart, when we have enough love and honor and respect for self and have removed any forgiveness, right? We call it forgiveness. There is actually no forgiveness because things just are. We don't have to feel guilty or shame and things like this. These are all the things that if we have them in our heart, we need to let them go in order to be able to unlock or activate that next center, which is in the crown center. Okay, so that's what happens. But if we don't let go of all of the lower vibrational emotional energy that we've been holding in our heart, which is part of the purge, then we're not going to elevate. And so it's really important to meet those energies that surface, right? And will try and trick us into thinking that we are broken, helpless, and hopeless. to understanding that actually I've had a heart activation, and that energy, I don't need to hold on to that anymore because I'm not in that same space. That is how we overcome what is coming to the surface to be let go of and acknowledged versus we're having another experience of it. If we sit in there, if we think about something that we have experienced that's really affected our heart, right, and that we've been carrying, when these energies are coming to the surface and because we've activated our heart and our personal frequency is elevated, therefore it's all shifting out of us because it can't sit in a high vibrational unit like an energy. It can't do that. You think about how energy works. You can't hold a lower vibration in this high vibrational field. So you then get to, you need to start deciphering whether or not you are in that situation, or if it is a memory, and whatever memory or whatever density or whatever emotion that isn't of love is attached to that situation, that memory, that experience or circumstance, whether or not you are going to let go of it and allow for yourself to feel through that process. Because this is the whole thing as well. We've been kept so distracted and so like, go, 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 we have to do this and that we don't allow ourselves enough time a lot of the time to process things to its end, right? And so there's a couple of things happening here. We can not realize that it's actually an energy that's shifting out of our physical being because we have activated our heart and it's being let go of, right? We don't understand it. We think, because our brain thinks we're having this experience because it can't decipher an old experience from a new experience. And so then we start saying to ourselves, fuck, I'm helpless or hopeless or broken, or all the things that was generated from the experience that we want to let go of. And we trick ourselves into thinking that it's happening again, but it's not. But if we can interject and go, this is actually not happening. I am not in that space anymore. This is obviously an energy that's coming up out of me to be let go of. And we can feel through the process and allow for our sadness, our despair, our grief, and all of the things that have attached to this memory to just come out. And we can hold ourselves in those moments and utilize self-care. And when I touched on self-care earlier on, and soul care. So our soul care looks at things that nurture our energy centers, right? Self-care looks at our entire being. But when we look at things like crystals and our herbal teas and just eating lighter vibrational foods and just giving ourselves the space to let go of these energies and acknowledge how far you've come from the situation, and acknowledge that you aren't that same person anymore, and acknowledge that you are so much more of a whole person, and that you're not in that space anymore. You can allow for the energy to flow through and be let go of once and for all. And so this is where you literally shift, instead of being tricked into, through programming, conditioning, that something is wrong with you. And then because you didn't realize that it was just the let go of the energy or the completion of the processing of the emotion, you actually recycle or re-enter another cycle of it. Okay, because you didn't realize that your heart had been activated and you were letting go, and that was the process. Because we aren't taught about the energetic nature of self, or how to decipher the energy that is processing through us and that we are exchanging in any given moment. Right? So being energetically aware of ourself and the processes is going to allow us to evolve and move through the ascension process a lot quicker and and to activate that universal consciousness. That universal consciousness is within you already. And so that process, activating the heart, once we have purged and we understand ourselves energetically, we move through to activating the crown center. And so that also then starts a whole heap of inner work for us to reflect on, and expansion of our self-awareness in the world around us. Okay, so once we've shifted through all the things and we've come to a place where we've purged everything from that heart space and we're at peace, right? And the natural elevation of our personal frequency occurs, it starts to align, and the divine flow in our energy center here on the top of our head through the crown will crack open. And this is where that divine flow starts to come in and affect all of the energy centers and elevate us a lot more than we've ever experienced. And if we are aware of that energy that is actually coming in, we can assist in the flow, and we can assist in our personal ascension, and we can be aware then of how to decipher the energies and the world around us in that higher vibrational state that is available to us. So that's what we're talking about now. So hi guys, thanks for joining. I've just done like a massive rant, so I will put it on YouTube later. No worries. Thank you for joining me. I hope, we'll chat. I'm going to do this more often, I think. I'm on a roll. Motor mouth. Have fun at work. So I'm going to stop there. So this will be on replay, and I will continue on about the process of ascension and how to decipher the energy, so that we understand when we are coming to these junctures and given a choice, we are aware of that choice and how to read the energies so that we can assist ourselves in the ascension process and quicken it up so that we don't have to keep like looping back down. Because that was something else, like I've noticed people say, how do we hold the higher vibration of self, right? There's a difference between understanding that we're moving through the ascension process and being aware of the energetic exchange and the processes happening. When you are aware of those energetic processes, you become like super aware of where those junctures are and what is being asked of you from the universe. And you can tap into that higher vibrational state of awareness and the consciousness that comes with that through the drawing down of the crown energy, which is where we'll stop and come back next time. But thank you very much for listening to my rants. I am starting to get on a real roll now. Thank you. Hi, Junie. I don't know how to stop this.